Assalamualaikum Sawadee to Khun. One of the most rewarding aspects of being a teacher is the opportunity to connect with students beyond the classroom. Recently, a group of my students excitedly invited me to join them for Celup at a nearby food stall. Seeing the joys and anticipations on their faces, I decided to accept their invitation. What seems like a simple gesture turned into a memorable experience, bringing smiles and strengthening the bond between us. This moment was not just about sharing a meal, it was about building trust, nurturing relationships, and showing them their voices and invitations matter. Bayar dah je. Ni tak murah. Jadi ranjit. This is the Celup stall located near SK Gualtode, known as one of the most popular spots in the village. My students were so excited to invite me to eat here, and their optimism was contagious. It's a simple yet iconic place where the community gathers, and I was delighted to join them for this special treat. As we sat together, the students eagerly chatted among themselves about the taste of the Michelot. Each had their own opinion. Some praised the rich, flavorful broth, while others highlighted the perfectly cooked noodles and fresh toppings. The animated discussion filled the air with laughter and joy, making the meal even more enjoyable. It was heartwarming to see how such a simple dish brought so much excitement and connection among them. While enjoying the Michelop, the students excitedly shared their plans for later. They mentioned that after finishing their meal, they were planning to go for a swim near their friend's house as the floodwaters were still lingering in the area. Their carefree chatters and excitement reminded me of the resilience and joy the children find even in challenging circumstances, turning every moment into an adventure. Aku let lama. Đã bị vào đồng độ ngộ biển. Growing up in Kampong Tok Sangkut remains one of the most cherished chapters of my life. Surrounded by the warmth of family and the simple beauty of village life, my childhood was filled with moments that shaped me into who I am today. I remember the vast paddy fields stretching as far as the eyes could see, where my friends and I spent countless hours playing, running barefoot under the sun, and sharing stories. Those were the days of innocence and laughter, unburdened by the complexities of adulthood. One of the most memorable moments was the time I spent with my parents. My mother, a pillar of strength and wisdom, was always there to guide and encourage me. She had a way of making every challenge seem surmountable with her kind words and unwavering belief in my abilities. I still remember how she would sit by my side, helping me with my schoolwork, reminding me of the importance of perseverance and dedication. My father, on the other hand, was a man who quiet determinations. He taught me the values of hard work through his actions, whether it was tending to a small family farms or ensuring we always had what we needed. One evening remains vivid in my memory. We were all sitting together under the stars, my dad sharing stories of his youth, and my mom laughing as she added her own anecdotes. Those moments of the togetherness were priceless, teaching me the true meanings of love and family. Even now, as I navigate life, I often think back to my mother's words of encouragement and my father's examples of resilience. Their love and lesson are treasures that I carry in my heart, reminding me of my roots and inspiring me to face every day with gratitude and determination. I spent about 20 minutes with my students at the Celup store, and it turned out to be a delightful and insightful moment. As we enjoyed the warm and flavorful meal, our conversation shifted to their daily routines after school. They eagerly shared how they spend their afternoons, balancing between helping their families and indulging in their hobbies. During the discussions, their excitement grew as they began talking about their favorite activities during the flood season. Many of them shared stories of swimming in the floodwaters near their homes, turning what might seem like a challenge into an adventure. They laughed as they described racing each other through the shallow currents and using makeshift rafts from banana tree trunks. It was heartwarming to see how they found joy and creativity even in unusual circumstances. Their resilience and active ability to make the best out of the situation reminded me of the boundless optimism of youth. These brief moments of the connections reinforce the importance of understanding their world beyond the classroom, allowing me to appreciate their unique perspective and strengthen the bond we share. It was a great moment with my students at the Celup store. Sharing a meal together is such a casual setting allowed us to connect on a more personal level beyond the usual teacher-student dynamic. Their laughter, stories, and excitement filled the air as we enjoyed the delicious Celup. We talked about their daily routines after school and listened intently as they shared their favorite activities during the flood season. Their creativity and joy is making the most of the challenging times, like swimming near their friend's house or crafting raft from banana trunks, were both heartwarming and inspiring. The simple gathering reminded me of the importance of spending quality time with students outside the classroom. It not only strengthens the bond between us, but also gives me a deeper appreciation for their resilience and unique perspective. Moments like this are what make teaching such a fulfilling journey. As we sat together at the Celup store, the conversation naturally shifted to stories about their village. My students spoke with pride and autisms, sharing tales of their small, close-knit community. They described the lush greenery that surrounded their homes, the winding river that became a playful during the flood season, and the simple yet joyful life they cherished. One of them mentioned how the village comes alive during the harvest season, with family working together. After another excitedly talked about the local Kanduri gatherings, where everyone comes together to prepare and enjoy traditional dishes. They also shared humorous anecdotes about their adventures, climbing fruit trees, chasing chickens, and even sneaking into their other's yard to pluck ripe guavas or rambutan. Listening to them, I was reminded of my own childhood and the charms of growing up in the Kampong Tok Sangkut. Their stories painted a vivid picture of their life, full of simplicity, connections, and the unique joys of rural living. It was a heartwarming moment that deepened my appreciations for their roots and pride they carried for their heritage. As I near the ends of the meal, I couldn't help but feel a deep sense of contentment. Sitting with my students at the Celup stall, sharing stories, laughs, and simple yet meaningful moment was a truly enriching experience. As we prepared apart ways, I expressed how I much enjoyed spending time with them and thanked them for inviting me. Their cheerful goodbyes and bright smile as stood us up at their leave were a testament to the blood we had straightened during this brief yet memorable encounter. Walking back, I reflected on how moments like this outside the classroom play a vital role in building relationships and understanding the life of my students better. It was a simple gathering, but one that left a lasting impact. With a happy heart and a sense of gratitude, I headed home, already looking forward to an opportunity to share such a meaningful experience with them. Khun Mana Krap. Thank you very much.